In 1.3, we examine collinearity, betweenness, and what we may or may not assume from a diagram. By definition, points are collinear if they fall on the same line. They are not collinear if they are not on the same line. If you notice, if I tried to connect these three dots, that definitely would not be a straight line, and all of our lines in geometry are straight. If a point is between two other points, it is automatically implied that all three of the points are collinear. So here I can say T is between A and R, but I cannot say O is between X and Y because O, X, and Y are not on the same line. The triangle inequality theorem says that if you know two sides of a triangle, and I'm going to just make up some numbers here, 3 and 5, then the third side would need to be larger than the difference between the two, so 5 minus 3 is 2, but smaller than the sum, so 5 plus 3 is 8. So I could have a triangle that would be 3, 3 and 5, 3, 4 and 5, 3, 5 and 5, 3, 6 and 5, or 3, 7 and 5. But I can't have a 3, 2, 5 or a 3, 8, 5. It has to be between 2 and 8. So 2 and 8 are the restrictions on the third side. So could 2.84 and 2.8 be sides of a triangle? It doesn't matter which one of these you pick, okay? So I'm just going to pick that. The difference between 2.8 and 2.8 is 0. So my third side has to be bigger than 0, but smaller than 5.6. Is 4 between 0 and 5.6? Yes. I'm just going to pick, I don't know, I'll pick this one. The difference between 12.2 and 6 is 6.2. The sum of those is 18.2. Does 4.2 fall between those two numbers? No, so they wouldn't make a triangle. So the range of possible sizes for side X. 8 minus 4 is 4. 8 plus 4 is 12. X would have to be between 4 and 12. For the assumptions from the diagram, we may only assume straight lines and angles if points are collinear, if they're between, and remember, in order to be between, they need to be collinear, and then relative position, outside, inside. You may not ever assume a right angle, congruent segments, congruent angles, or relative size. So if I draw, you cannot assume BC is bigger than AB. If I draw an angle like that, you cannot assume it as a right angle. It would need to be marked as a right angle. And if I draw an angle that appears to be bisected, you may not assume it unless it has the tick marks.